Hey guys, what is up? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to part 3 of my real life house let's build on PC, guys. Last episode we were doing a little bit of interior work. We actually worked on my room. We kind of figured out the side wall, and I did do a little bit of work off camera. I'll probably be doing that throughout most of the build because there is some things that I need to kind of make sure that are okay before every episode, before I continue, like certain features, and just making sure that everything's like lined up and proportionate. So those are going to be the things I'm going to be kind of checking for at the end of every episode, and I'll kind of show you what I did. Basically, I just kind of filled in the ceilings or the roofs for the house above the garage and above the actual part of the house. The reason why I just did this off camera because it's boring, it takes forever, so I just filled that in with the slabs, nothing to it. I added a fireplace right here. We'll talk about that in a second. And then on the interior, just changed a couple of things. For my room, I made my room bigger. And because my room is now bigger, as you can see, it's wider on this wall there. Because of that, if you come out here, let me just fly out here on the other side of this wall. This wall is now wider. So I'm not sure if that's like 100%, proportionate to what it is in real life, but I had to do it because first off, it made the ceiling taller, which was important, and it just made the rooms make more sense in the interior. Because my room in real life is basically a square. So obviously the way we had it, which I believe was like a 5 by 11 or whatever, 5 by 10 maybe, obviously not a square. That's like the complete opposite of a square. So now it's 7 by 10, so it's a little bit more squarey. It's still a rectangle, but we're gonna deal with it, and we're gonna go from there. So I'll probably just furnish my room later, but that is at least the first part of the interior that's been done. So now let's kind of talk about the fireplace here. The way this works is I have kind of this is where the garage doors are going to be. We're going to work on that today. And we kind of have a fireplace in our house that is symmetrical to the very top of the main part of the roof, and it is not symmetrical to the roof of the garage. So that is the reason why I don't have it like that. And I actually never really noticed this before until I was kind of like looking at the house, looking at my house in more detail, like actually like looking at how it's built and kind of like looking at all the way everything lines up. It's just kind of weird because I've been living in this house for such a long time, and I just kind of like never noticed these little things. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this part today, guys. I'm going to work on the garage part. So let me just go ahead and quickly grab some granite, and we're just going to run this down to start this line here, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys for the support on this let's build. It's been really fun to build so far. This let's build's been completely different from other ones that I've done in the past, because it's not really a let's build about like inspiration or anything like that. It's really just about like trying to make everything look realistic and like exactly the same the way it is, and making sure everything lines up. And that's been kind of like the difference between this one and other ones. So I've enjoyed it so far. I've been having a lot of fun trying to recreate my real life house, because it's a challenge for sure. It's not like a walk in the park trying to do this, even though it is a pretty basic looking house. It's no Alpine Mansion or anything like that, but still, it's been a little bit tricky. So basically I'm gonna kind of just add that there. That's gonna be like our little vent again, and those blocks look actually like pretty similar to the diorite, polished diorite blocks. So I really love the texture pack. Obviously I say that every episode, but I love the polished diorite, and I'm hoping that when these blocks come out on Xbox in a couple of updates from now, hopefully they'll look really good in the city texture pack so I can use them a lot, and not just like another wasted block, kind of like stained clay is in the city texture pack. Because the city texture pack needs more blocks that I like. I love the city texture pack as a whole, but it just simply does not have enough blocks that I really like. And this texture pack, like literally everything I'd use. Like there's not a block in this texture pack that I would be, completely opposed to using. So now we got to figure out the interior of this. So I'm trying to decide where I want to put these garage doors. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there. So we might have to make that a little bit smaller. So how about this? Let's go add an extra block there. We'll place that there, break that, and then break that. I think that's going to be the dimensions of our garage doors. So let's just start filling this in like this. Basically, the garage doors themselves are not symmetrical to the wall here. There's kind of like this like extra space off in the corner here where on the interior of the garage is where we park our tractor, so like our lawnmower. Alright, so let me see. I need to get some stairs here. I still have no idea where anything is in the inventory, so I still search stuff. I apologize. Usually I just use the pick block feature to find stuff. I don't really go into too much of an effort looking for stuff. Alright, so there we go. There's our first garage door. And then what I want to do for the actual doors themselves are use... well, actually, how am I gonna do this? Let me put these one block in. I was going to use the sides of the quartz blocks, because that actually looks like remarkably similar to what it actually looks like on my house. So I'm going to use the sides of these pillared quartz blocks here. Just going to fill this in real quick, and then I'm going to take a little siesta real quick, because it is almost nighttime here. I'm going to time set in a second here. Alright, so just kind of see if I can grab these blocks here. I'm just like clicking away, spamming the click, see if I can get it. Alright, so there we go. And let me quickly time set day. Alright. So that's basically what my garage door is going to be like on this house. And then I'm going to kind of do the same exact thing. Let me just break this real quick. So I'm going to be doing the same exact thing on both doors. We have 2 garages in this house, 2 garage doors. Pretty standard, I'd guess. So let's see. So I guess I'll just start from here, and we can kind of go from there. So let me just kind of fill this in. And this is going to be a 4x5 apart. Or no, I think these are actually 5x5 doors, so that'll work. Again, all this stuff is something that will change for sure. I'm definitely going to have to tweak all this stuff, because when I build it the first time, this is really like me seeing how it looks and then trying to decide, like going back and looking at the house again and trying to decide if I need to make any major changes. So that's like really the key to this Let's Build is, you know, I'm always going to be making changes, making sure everything is exactly perfect and an exact replica of where I live. So let's just kind of break this open here, and then we'll, oh crap, you know, I screwed that up. You know, I had no margin for error there. Alright, well, not the end of the world. So we'll do that. Break these. There we go. Alright, so that's looking good now. And then what I have to do is add some polished diorite going across here. So take this going across. And this is going to go all the way down to the, to the other polished diorite. Fill this in here. Alright, and there we go. So now I'm going to add my quartz stairs here and here. And this is going to be kind of like the frame to the garage door. It is like that on my house. We do have like kind of like a white frame. We have like a white frame for like everything on the build. But you know, it's obviously difficult for me to do that throughout the whole thing. So, all right, that's pretty standard what it looks like. So that's looking pretty good. Let me just start by filling this in. There's a little chicken here getting in the way. All right, so there we go. Let me take a step back and look at this. And that's basically what the side of my house looks like. Those garage doors are probably a little bit small, actually, when I look at them again. I'll probably end up making those wider and then maybe 1 block taller. And that will be, you know, pretty much what they look like. But as for a start, you know, that's pretty solid. So another thing that my house has is, let me just grab a beacon here. I think this will be the best source of light for this. So we have kind of like a little floodlight right above the garage that kind of looks out onto our driveway. That's... I would say it's probably about like right there. And then it probably has like a hopper. I mean, I'm going to put a hopper there, but I'm going to add one. Just kind of throw it in. So we're going to put that right there. And that's kind of like this little floodlight that's just right above my garages. So, whoops. So we're going to leave that for now. That's pretty good. So, I'm trying to decide, because I definitely am going to make changes to this, because it's not super perfect. So, if I were to make changes... trying to think of how I'd do it. I'd probably just make these 1 block wider. So, you know, let's just do it. You know, this is the part of the Let's Build. I'm not just going to leave this incorrect for you guys. Alright. So, this, whoops. Alright. That's going to go there. That's going to go there and there. And then this is going to be broken. And then this will be here. This is still going to be a 1 block wide gap here, so... we're going to break that, open this back up, break that, quartz stair and slab, and let me just switch that back and put that grass back. Alright, so this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. This needs to be a stair. And then now I would just fill in the rest here with the pillared quartz, which I don't feel like doing right now, so I'm just going to kind of fill it in with the sideways. It's amazing how different these blocks look from the front of them to the side. It's like a completely different block. So that would be the the new dimensions for my garage doors, and that already looks way better because that kind of like corrects that space. So let me put the hopper here, break that. Oh, I should have grabbed that first. There we go. All right, so we're gonna place that right there, and then that's kind of like the new way to do that, and that's gonna look good. So I'll replace that in with the sideways pillared quartz later on, but that is much better. That's pretty much how it looks. So next thing we can do is, I guess we could work on the side here, or we could work on the back of the building. So for the back, it's pretty simple on my house. You know, it's nothing too crazy over here. So let me just kind of come over here and we can get started. The first thing we gotta do is what is the first thing that we have to do? I'm trying to decide here. So I guess the first thing I'll do is take the blocks of quartz and have this run across here. So the back of the house, you know, is pretty basic. It's got like one area where it kind of like protrudes, but other than that, it's pretty much flat. So now let's grab the diorite again. I'm gonna fill this across for a little bit, not the whole thing, because it's not necessary. All right, so take that, just kind of fill that in a couple levels, and then let me see here. So basically, I'm gonna start by taking the granite and running this across. So it's flat right here on like the first several blocks. It's just gonna be pretty much a flat space, and then the porch kind of comes into play, which changes things. So that's gonna be something that we're gonna have to figure out. So let me just kind of fill this in a little bit, and we'll figure it out from there. So I'm also going to have to come back in and take a look at some floor planning before I do the back of the house, because I want to make sure everything lines up real nicely. So I'll probably do a little bit of floor planning today as well. So we'll start off with that, and that's kind of like a flat wall that runs down a pretty decent amount of space. So we'll just leave that for now. I'm going to come over here, and what I'm going to do is actually going to start to fill in some oak wood here as the floor of the second level. The second level is just going to be a good way for me to figure out the dimensions of some of this stuff. So that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to fill this in with a little bit of wood. Okay, so this is going to go across like that. Take that across. All right, so let me just take a look at this here. So I'm going to take a wall of quartz, if I can even grab that. There we go. So there's basically, like, right up against the staircase, there's a wall, right? Just to the left of the staircase. And this is just kind of divide these sides of the house. So this is going to go across right here. And this is going to get filled in pretty much right next to the staircase, going all the way up to the second level. Okay, and then we can figure out what we got to do from there. So this is going to be the second level right here. And the staircase is going to go across like this and get filled in like this. You know, nothing to it. By the way, this door now needs to be moved over. Just fill that in. This door now needs to be moved over one block because we changed the dimensions of my room here. So we're going to do packed ice, and then we got to get a door here. So we're going to use the oak door. I'm going to place that right there. And then this is again going to be my room. Cool. So next thing we got to do is figure out, there's going to be a wall coming across right here, which is going to be the office, okay? And how the office works is it actually goes like right over top of the staircase. So this might be a little bit of a challenge here because, again, that doesn't really line up nicely. So what I might do is just move this in one block here so that hallway is a little bit wider. That will work better, I think. So something like this. That'll go there, and then I'm going to put a stair right there. Hopefully we can walk past that. We might not be able to. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to. If I can even get that in the right spot. Yeah, so we can't walk past that, so that's not going to work either. So what I'm going to do is place it right here, and then that'll work. So that's not like 100% how it is, but that'll work just fine. So this is how you walk up to the second level, and there's going to be like a little banister right here so you don't fall off and down the staircase. There's a door that opens right here that leads into the master bedroom. Okay, so the next thing I would do would probably be take a wall across right here and have this run down. Just kind of doing some quick floor planning. And then there's a wall that goes down like this. Obviously the office would open up right there. So that would be the entrance to the office. And the office space would be good. Obviously this wall is going to be double stacked here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this room is good dimensions. That's solid right there. Okay, and then right here we have a closet that kind of like opens up right there. I'm gonna get rid of this just for now, so we have a little bit more space to walk. But there's a closet that would open up right there, so I put like a couple of doors, and then there's a bathroom that opens up. So right there. Obviously having those two doors next to each other is a little bit ugly, so probably end up leaving that one open or just like scrapping those doors and just making it shelving instead, so it doesn't look as terrible. There'll be a door right there as well. Again, this walks down to my room, and then this whole space here can be opened up basically, because this is going to be the room right next to mine. So let's start by filling some of this in. And this room is a little bit more of a rectangle than my room, so just let that be known. It's a little bit wider, it's a little bit bigger, and it's a nice room, so we can do something with it. And about the walls, unfortunately, since you know Minecraft walls are so thick compared to real life walls, I'm going to have certain rooms have colors that they don't have. So for example, I want my room to be the exact colors, because it's my build. So this room obviously does not have a blue wall like that, so that's going to be something that's going to be a little bit different from the real life thing, but something there's nothing I can do about it unless I want to double stack, and that's just going to take up way too much space. Alright, so let's just get this filled in here. I'm going to start off with oak wood. Again, most of my house is wood, but obviously there's a lot of carpet as well, so we'll add that as we go, but we'll start off with a basis of wood. And then this wall here, let me grab some diorite. Can I grab that, please? Thank you. Alright, just going to go across and basically just get filled in here. And there's going to be a couple of windows on this wall. Actually, I think there's just one window on this wall. Yeah, there's just one window on this wall, but we'll get to that later on. So, alright. And then there's going to be a door right here that opens up into this room, like that. And that's basically how this hallway works. It's kind of like two doors pretty much right next to each other. That's pretty much how this works. And this will be a room in here, which, again, the walls will be double stacked in here to there. Then across right here. Take this down to a certain amount of space. Okay, and then we have to figure out what we want to do with the bathroom. So I'm going to take this across right here, like that. And then I'm also going to have a couple of little openings here, because there actually are two closets in this room. So they would be kind of like this, I guess. But I'm probably just going to make those shelving spaces instead, so they're not doors again. And then this right here will open up, and we can probably do something like that, because there's a mirror on this wall here. So that will work. And then for the bathroom, this is going to go across right here. And this is going to connect to right here. And this is my bathroom. This is the one I use. So let me fill this in with some wood as well. Again, this is not a wooden floor in this bathroom. But again, we're just going to start off with just basic blocks. That's the initial planning stage. And then we can come in and detail things once everything is proportional and correct. That's how you want to do it, people. That's how I did on the Victorian mansion. That's how I'm going to do it on here. Alright, so basically how this works is I'm actually going to probably, well, basically we kind of have like a shower. It's kind of like off in this space. So it's kind of like, it's like a tub slash shower. So it'd be something like that. And I might actually just move this door over a little bit, because it's not like right along the edge there. So maybe there instead, open this up. We have like kind of a faucet right there with the toilets in that corner, and then there's like a shower. So that would be perfect, actually. So we'll go with that. I'm gonna break this for now, just so it's just a basic room. And just looking at this from an aerial view, this is starting to come together pretty nicely for the second floor, which I didn't expect to be doing before the first floor, to be honest, which is a little funny. Alright guys, so last thing I'm gonna do today is just fill in a little bit of wood here on the second level, and we're gonna call it a day. I made some good progress, got some floor planning figured out on the second level, which is very good. Very, very important. So pretty happy with the progress we've made. And let me just take a quick look at this. So basically how this works is on this wall, there is a window in this room, and I believe if this is going to be where the wall is double stacked right here. So let's just say, again, this is not all going to be quartz. This is another one of the placeholder blocks for now. So let's just say it's like that. And this is going to go across. The window on this room is like right here. So we'll kind of have that wrap around there. And this window is pretty similar to these in terms of just like going to be a 3x2 window, basically right up against the roof. So like something like that. Pretty simple. Nothing too fancy about it. So that window's good. And that's kind of like perfect on where it's placed. So that's going to be good. Again, a lot of this house doesn't have windows, so like there's not like windows on like every wall. So that's pretty good. And then of course the ceiling is going to come across right here, which we will get to later on, but at least we're making some good progress. And this is going to get filled in, and I think that's where I'm going to conclude today's episode, guys. So we've got some work done here on the garage side, got some floor planning done on the second level. This is already starting to come together pretty nicely. I think it's looking pretty good right now. It still needs a lot more work for it to be absolutely, you know, perfect in the way I want it to be, but it's getting there, and happy with the progress that I've made so far. So thank you guys very much for watching episode 3 of my real life house Let's Build. It's been fun so far, but we're not done yet. We still got a lot more work to do on this thing, and I think we're making some good progress. So give it a like if you did enjoy it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and I will see you guys on episode 4 of this series. Have a good day, and peace out.